In 2006, Quiznos was unstoppable. With nearly 5,000 locations, it wasn't just a fast food chain, it was a cultural phenomenon. It was growing so fast that a new store opened almost every single day. And frankly, the food was incredible. While Subway was serving cold, damp sandwiches on spongy bread, Quiznos gave us premium meats, melted cheeses, and their ultimate weapon, the conveyor-belt toaster. They proved that people were willing to pay a premium for a fast food sub that actually tasted good. By all accounts, Quiznos should have won the sandwich wars. Instead, they suffered one of the most catastrophic collapses in corporate history, losing 97% of their stores. But here is the twist. Quiznos didn't die because customers stopped liking the food. It died because of a dark, predatory corporate trap set by the company's own executives. A trap where the victims were their own franchise owners. To understand why Quiznos imploded, you have to look at how a standard franchise works. Usually, a company like McDonald's or Subway makes money when their franchisees succeed. They take a small percentage of total sales. If the store makes money, corporate makes money. It's a partnership. But in the early 2000s, Quiznos was bought by a private equity group, and they decided to flip the entire business model on its head. Quiznos Corporate created a subsidiary company called American Food Distributors. They then legally mandated that every single franchise owner buy 100% of their food, paper plates, napkins, and even cleaning supplies directly from this corporate subsidiary. The problem? Corporate started charging their own owners massively inflated prices. A box of chicken or a case of bread that an owner could buy at a local wholesale market for $40 was sold to them by Quiznos Corporate for $60. Corporate was making a massive 40% profit margin before a sandwich was ever toasted. Think about how sinister this is. Quiznos Corporate no longer needed the individual stores to be profitable. They made their millions the moment the food truck arrived at the restaurant. Whether the owner sold those sandwiches or threw them in the trash, the franchise owners weren't partners anymore. They were the product. But corporate's greed didn't stop at overpriced cheese. To keep the cash flowing, they needed to collect more upfront franchise fees, roughly $25,000 per store. So they started packing stores as close together as humanly possible. In the franchising world, this is called cannibalization. Quiznos began approving new locations right down the street or even directly across the road from existing hard-working owners. The Great Recession hit and consumers stopped spending. To survive, Subway launched its devastating $5 footlong campaign. It was an overnight marketing masterpiece. Quiznos Corporate panicked. They forced their owners to accept cheap corporate coupons to match Subway's prices. But remember, corporate refused to lower the inflated prices they charged the owners for the ingredients. Suddenly, franchise owners were literally losing money on every single sandwich they sold. If they refused to take the coupons, corporate threatened to sue them. Store owners were caught in a vice grip between a ruthless corporate office and a crushing economic recession. As hundreds of owners stared down the barrel of bankruptcy, anger turned into desperation. Franchisees began to organize. In western Pennsylvania, a store owner named Bob Baber became the voice of the resistance. He started a whistleblower group called the Toasted Sub-Franchisee Association, launching a website to expose the corporate exploitation. Corporate responded with total war. They terminated Baber's franchise agreement, locking him out of his own store and destroying his livelihood. Devoid of options, Bob Baber tragically took his own life. He left behind a suicide note, explicitly pleading with the public and the courts to investigate the predatory practices of Quiznos Corporate. Baber's tragic death broke the dam. The anger among owners boiled over into massive class-action lawsuits. The public caught wind of how the company treated its workers, and the Quiznos brand was instantly poisoned. Franchisees didn't just close down, many literally walked away in the dead of night, leaving the keys in the door. By 2014, buried under mountains of debt and legal fees, Quiznos officially declared bankruptcy. Today, Quiznos is a ghost of its former self. A brand that once stood shoulder to shoulder with the biggest fast food giants on Earth has been reduced to a trivia question, while a new ownership group has since taken over the brand and completely fixed the predatory supply chain model. The damage was already done. The trust was broken. Quiznos serves as a haunting masterclass for the business world. It proved that your franchise owners are the lifeblood of your company. And when you treat your own partners like prey, it's only a matter of time before the entire castle burns down. If you want to see more deep dives into the dramatic rise and fall of history's biggest companies, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments. What company should we look at next? See you in the next video.